the ports are busting at the seams. The importers are complaining, consumers are complaining, because we are part of that expansion was not expected, and we caught with our flat-footed.
The island's infrastructure is struggling to keep pace with its growing economy. SLASPA's warehouses are currently operating at full capacity due to the high volume of imports, particularly cars.
The country's been a victim of its own success. That's what happened to us. We are victim of our own success. The volume of imports is unprecedented. So we never planned. And again, it's always good to have hindsight, 2020 hindsight. We never planned for this massive increase in imports. We never planned for that massive increase in terms of infrastructure. There's a hotel that's going up where they just cannot get bill of material. So the economic expansion has almost caught us flat-footed. And that's a fact. These are not tales out of school. You can see it. You can see it happening. It's a fact.
Prime Minister Philip J. PIERRE outlined plans to expand the ports to accommodate the growing number of imports during his final press conference of the year. He said this expansion will aid in trade facilitation.
GPH, and that is why when we segregated the tourism part and the cargo part, was to allow the cargo part more leverage to be able to expand their operations. So right now, the debt that SLASPA had, as it entailed the cruise part of their business, that has been paid. I know SLASPA earlier this year bought a new crane, bought a modern crane. That's going to continue. The expansion of the port will continue in terms of making it more sustainable and making trade in terms of trade facilitation.
The government leader, during an update on the Vieux-Fort cargo port, differentiated between the cargo and tourism aspects of the island's ports. He also noted that the unique layout of the Vieux-Fort port hinting at the strictures of expansion there due to geography.
Vieux-Fort has a peculiar issue in terms of, like, you know, there's been a lot of talk about doing cruise port in Vieux-Fort, right? There are a lot of studies on that. But you know, sometimes we cut ribbons, we show renderings of things that we know are not possible because of what the science is. But we don't want to go into that now. Port Vieux-Fort, plans to look at Port Vieux-Fort are ongoing. They're ongoing. But we've released ourselves from the debt of the cruise. So next year, we're going to begin looking at the plans for the expansion of both of these ports.
Prime Minister PIERRE also called on customs officers to remain vigilant, as criminals may use this opportunity to smuggle unlawful items such as guns and illicit drugs.
The bad guys will take that opportunity for the importation of weapons, importation of firearms, etc. So, whereas, you know, and sometimes we must feel a level of concern for our law enforcement people because they want to expedite matters. Most customs officers would like to facilitate, but the question is, you have to facilitate, and you have to enforce, and you have to be vigilant. So that's the problem. But the plans are well on the way for the expansion of these ports.
The Customs and Excise Department has expanded its operational hours to allow residents additional time to clear the backlog of cargo, hoping to free up the overcrowded warehouses in time for the season. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.